Hey everyone, and welcome to Deep Station. We're having a wonderful guest today, Matt Vesh, learning more about agentic payments. Right now, it's moving so fast. There's been quite a few announcements going out where people like PayPal have partnered with Microsoft for their Copilot. And so I wanted to get a bit deeper with someone that's inside and working on these systems over at Mastercard. So, Matt Vesh, I'd love if you could introduce yourself and share a bit more about your role at Mastercard.
Sure, definitely. First of all, good evening, everyone. And I think, Grant, I met you today multiple times. Again, good evening to you also. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm a principal engineer in Mastercard, and almost this is the second year in Mastercard. I'm doing that one. So, as a principal, I'm kind of responsible to design a new systems and work through those delivery. So, right now, basically, focus on the product base, building the product available for the payment systems and the company what we call the product business growth product, so that I'm part of it. I'm doing a lot of AI initiative works also internally to the SME teams, so those are work I'm doing it. And prior to Mastercard, I was in a Home Depot, so I kind of went through around 9 years in Home Depot, work various systems from supply chain to retail to online to search to AI agent building. So those are the work I did. So Home Depot also built a lot of AI agent systems that is kind of that do the search retrieval ranking. And right now there's a one more like popular tool, everyone building chatbots. So Home Depot also have a chatbot. So partially I was part of that also. It's called Magic Happen. On and
These
also. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I remember you were showing me a little bit about what you're doing with at Home Depot, and so impressive. I mean, I know that's going to be a talk for a future one, right? On chat systems and everything, right?
So now current hot cake is right. Everyone is thinking about is agent is feasible to use in fintech,
Yeah.
and that's the reason this agent to pay protocol evolve, agentic Mastercard agent pay evolve. Stripe is doing their own agent pay systems. PayPal is doing their own payment system. So everyone using kind of internally a similar kind of patterns, but Google is trying to standardize those like protocols. So I did a lot of research, learning on that, so that I can share with you guys today. So
So excited. I mean, I know everyone here is as well. We have a lot of people hopping into the stream. So hi everyone, welcome again to Deep Station. Excited to learn more with Madvesh. And as you mentioned, all of these big players are moving forward now. I did a bit of research myself leading up to this presentation, and it's interesting to learn more about AP2 protocol from Google, it being open and interoperable with X402. I mean, where do you see the future of innovation going with these different payment rails?
this is a very critical innovations area. People hesitate to do those kind of innovation because as money is involved.
Right.
If your 1 cent of money, someone's stole from your wallet, right, without knowing you, like a agent, it is a big trouble for it. So like now there's a bigger innovations going on the space, and I'm seeing future the click to buy will be gone. So that is
Mhm.
the future innovations we are going. So like right now, right, anything you buy, you always go in your cart and click and pay and check out, right? So it's a human invention. So I always say human present, and now future is running towards like human not present, and your transactions go seamlessly. There's some accountability for you make transactions. Someone have audit trail on those transactions. So every big players and the small players try to do those innovations and try to bring the new innovations in kind of AI and other stuff in a fintech, which is what niche industry to try to do more experiments and more innovations that space. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have so many questions from not only the storefront, right? What's going to happen to the e-commerce brands? For example, if you have a store, what happens to them? I mean, are they going to be still like, are people still going to go to the website, or is more of this going to be moving to chat?
No, so still all the business gonna remain same. So think about, right,
Yeah,
when we have only store and we got online. So what happened, right? Store still like this, and we went to online. The buying pattern got changed, right? So
right.
now instead, like we were going physically to buy the product. Now we move to okay, no, go virtually, see the product, click it, and buy. The next future will be the the text base. So you're gonna ask
Yes.
your agent to do something for you, and then he will play the role. So he will be do everything behalf of you based on the authorized person, like authorized When you want to authorize them, they're going to do that work for you. So the online presence not going anywhere. Stores is not going anywhere. The reason is agent pay is only going to give you the option first, and then still you need your authorization. The authorization means, right, suppose you setting a certain limit on it, right? Suppose if you're buying more than $100, need your my permission. So those kind of things will be still there. So then you go and see those authorizations going on, and then you're gonna place the order. So
Yeah.
when the agent look your product for you, right, it's gonna look near system, like you need some product very sooner, right? Is near available to your store. They will ask you that option. This is available near store. Can you go and buy that product? So those kind of things will be there. Store is not going anywhere. Online business is not going anywhere. Only the human way of purchasing and buying will be get changed.
Right. Makes total sense. And I think a lot of people are going to learn so much more throughout this presentation. When you go to your presentation on user intent and the the cart mandate and everything, that overall process for these different type of non-reputable um, payment processes.
Yes.
But before we go into that, I would love to learn more about how you got into tech and how you landed in AI.
Definitely. So my journey started in around 2005. I was in India, study in India, settle in India, working in Mumbai, and that time I was working in the like media industry to work their technologies build like this. When I started my career, there was www boom was there. Everyone need their content to be a website. So I became a web developer that time, working more on that. And slowly I move in a transactions in a Bloomberg. So there are a lot of historical transactions came, right? They have a lot of data to do research, analysis, and all. So from there, I will say my analytical knowledge started gaining it. So I gained those knowledges, and then 2015 I moved to United States,
Hmm.
and from there I joined company Home Depot. That was my first company here to work with them, and their challenges was like same thing. They were in legacy mainframe systems, and they want to modernize that time. So I become a part of that teams, converted their entire system, like not entire supply chain. When I work on that department, converted the entire supply chain product to an cloud-based systems, microservices, and all. From there, my AI journey started basically. So when you see lot of like supply chain data, right? You have to do self forecasting because store need the product to sell, right? Online need the
Right.
product to be sell. So from there we started not AI. That time there was a no word called AI, but we were building algorithm that forecast your sales, that forecast your demands, and then you can build some system like it's in 90 days, like lead time system. So we build a kind of 90-day lead time automation systems that do everyday forecasting, automated place the order to the vendor, and then product will be shipped from the vendor to come to the supply chain warehouse. So that expertise lead me to become an AI. When the AI boom started, every company wanted to do something, and supply chain was the biggest use case to do it because everyone was hesitating. Like healthcare also you can try, but you cannot play with life, right? So,
Right.
so only that was the best window was supply chain to try it, or online business to try it, or marketing to try it. So we got one project in my supply like Home Depot when I was in search teams, build search faster. From their AI journey started. Then we built some chatbot. Then I moved to Mastercard. There are a lot of other stuff also. We are doing a lot of innovation stuff here. Like one was Agent Pay. Like I'm not directly part of it, but indirectly part of it, which I already explained you in our previous conversations. And also, like we try to make every developer life easy, so we build a lot of AI tool like code scan on the development time process. So those innovations and your visibility, right, when your life become more easy to do a complex task, you invest more on it. So that was my philosophy. If you make your life easier to do some stuff and do a more innovation, in it. So that lead me to come to the AI work, and I'm doing that. Continuing
Amazing.
working on AI.
That's great. Well, welcome, and so great to learn more about your journey because there's a lot of people that are learning more about how to get into tech, how to get into AI. So I do like to preface that type of question for the audience. And with everything that you've been working on, I'm sure folks would love to learn more about some of the agentic payment processes and Mastercard's Agent Pay, and maybe a demo could really elucidate some of some of what they can understand about the process. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up your demo to the stage so folks can learn more about what this is all about and how this is going to shape the future of finance and
Sure, sure,
payments.
sure. Yeah, definitely, I would love to share the demo how it works. First, I will show the like how the live action will be going on this demo, and then I can explain through some background how those activities happening here. I can explain you the first question also, right? You asked me, right? Is store or online business will be gone after this agent? So those kind of example is there. So think about this is my personal chatbot because this I cannot share my mobile app screen here. So I built some local web interface for all our audience so they can see it lively. So this is my personal agent, and this personal agent, what is that, right? It's get my request. So in a agent pay protocol, right? What is the right? First is called as a user intent. So what means,
Right.
right? What you desire basically, what you try to do it with me, agent. So you're gonna tell the agent, right? Can you do some stuff for me? So he's gonna bring that data back to you, and then you're gonna create a cart in it. So like AP2 work on three layer of structures. One called user intent, one is called card intent, and one is called the payments. So these are three independent but secure transaction between agent to agent. So I'm gonna explain here everything. So think about this is my user intent window where I can wait. I think I can make it bigger because my chat window is gone. Hmm.
That's
Oh,
okay. Yeah, we can just click somewhere on the screen. That should
yeah,
go away
there
in
you
two
go.
seconds. Perfect.
So I'm asking here, right? And this my agent to can you book a ticket from Atlanta to New York for my 4 day trip, and make sure the budget is under $700. So what it does, right? It's go in my right now I build in my local agent. So here all the like AI models are running in a local. So it's go and look the data for that and bring the user card mandate for me. So let me ask quickly to
Right. So right now you're asking, can you book a 4-day trip to New York City from Atlanta under $700?
$700. So what it does, right? So this is my intent, right? I want to do this with the agent. So this is my desire to fulfill it. So agent will take these questions and try to find a deal for you. So it's go to the merchant websites, look for these parameters. You can see what constraint I gave. My first constraint is 4 day trip. The second constraint is from the New York to Atlanta. And the third constraint is whenever you're finding, it should be under $700, not more than beyond that. Don't, this is the limit you have it. So the agent will be go connect to the merchant websites and try to pull those real time data. So you can see here, he found 4 day trip for me under I gave the limit is $700, but is found it under $650. So now you can see he gave me the round trip from Atlanta to New York and New York to Atlanta and staying in 4 night in Grand Hotel and settle check. So this is called as a cart mandate where I have authorized signature to this guy. Okay, can you book it like this? And now he gave me this is a card mandate. So now I'm gonna authorize it. When I'm gonna authorize it, it will go to the merchant sites and invoke the payment mandate. So see, I'm approving it. So it's gonna create a token and then send to the merchant site and book the ticket. So he booked my ticket. Atlanta to New York is price is 398 and the hotel stay is $260 for the 4 day and all those confirmations sent to the email. So this is the one part of intent. Similarly, suppose you're trying to do right, try to find some membership like local membership. So I love golf. So like suppose I'm trying to I rebuild some prompt here. So suppose I'm trying to find a near about golf course. That should be an under like $800 of worth of membership. So what is gonna do is right? It's gonna search again the model and it's gonna pull the data from either an online available or the local golf clubs is near about my area. So it's searching as of now. It's gonna give you the both the options and tell you, okay, this is the option you have, and then we can try to again ask them to book it or not. So it's slow because it's in a local learning model, but it's gonna pop up soon. So he found, you can see here, he found two deal for me. That was the biggest, which like one of the example I was trying to explain you, right? Suppose I have an online business and offline business both. I have a store and also have online. So this agent will make sure, right, what are the fastest way you want, right? If you want this golf club membership immediately, you can go and buy it here and you get the membership. And still you have a time you need a futuristic buying, you can go in online and buy it. If you click I want that immediately, then again you are authorizing to transaction of $795, and you're gonna ask you again. So this time it's gonna ask you, okay, you're really you're authorizing this person. So this is merchant cross check. So you can see the two merchant is here, and both the merchant is different processing. So now when the agent got, he got two certificate from the as a user. Now you have to verify which certificate you want to pass to the payment merchant so he can process it. So that's the reason he asked me that questions. You really want to go with the 795? I said yes. I'm gonna authorize the payment and he's processing. There is a kind of one kind of this. So suppose, right, you are in a business, right, and you have a lot of stocking, like you have an office, right, you need a supplies and all. So I built some pre-built prompt also, right. It's what it does, right. It's gonna check inter inventory. So I feed some inventory in my backend systems that have all the details. So I'm gonna ask agent, right, go and check all the stuff, my office supply, all the inventory we have it or not. Let's go and check all those also. So now he's going to check inventory and he's gonna do the auto order. So let's see what he's gonna pull from my inventory, and then we have to, it's gonna auto place the order if the limit is defined limit. So and second part I'm gonna show you, like in the all the AP2 agents and all, we can set the restrictions and everything. So now he found the rack cable is missing, that is under $200 as a tech mart. So I have to say yes. Then he's gonna ask me to approve it because the limit is more than what I set it in the backend. So I'm gonna show it in a few minutes how to set those limit and how it's gonna work it. So now I will approve the payment. He gonna stack my the office supplies. And one more thing I want to show you guys is here the settings. So whenever you onboard your payment agent, right? So you can set configure it. So you can configure it. What is the auto approval limit? So you don't need to go and check every time and go and click and approve it. So you can set that limit. So for me, I set up the limit of $100, and you can set a global limit. Means you can set throughout a day how much transaction this agent can do it, not more than 5,000. And you can set your shipping address, where because agent need a place to those shipping address to send those order, and then you can choose the payment method what you want to do that one. So one example I want to show you, right, the limit under. So now I'm gonna ask, right. So we know that milk is not gonna cost more than $100. So sorry, I misspelled, but it's gonna autocorrect. Sorry for that. So it's
And
gonna, yeah,
a
it's gonna,
question from Hitek
mm,
Seth
yeah,
asked, it's a pretty good question, great question. Given that Mastercard supports millions of merchants, how do you select a merchant? From my understanding, right, AP2 is an open, non-proprietary
yeah,
protocol, so any merchant that's compliant would be eligible for this. Is that right?
yeah. So the merchant is means, right. The if you go with the payment protocol, here we are talking about the payment. Payment is not merchant. Mastercard is taking care of that merchant, and buying and selling product, right? The merchant you can build it. So it's kind of independent window where you're gonna build the card vendor. We are building it, right? Is independent. So whatever like suppose you're using Gemini, right? Gemini is free to give you those options, but you can add a filter when you're building your own custom solutions. You can add those restrictions. These are the mandate. If you like restrict those like merchant for you, and then filter out only this merchant, in between he will find the product for you. So that's how it's built basically. So all the AI agent and the model, right, open, like all is free to choose anything. Only thing you have to write the when you do the system setting with your models or anything, you're gonna set up those rules, and rules filter out those things for you.
Thank you. Yeah.
So you can see he got the order from local store and is auto approved and is it's all kind of done. And one more example I want to show you, right? So I have a sister's birthday just passed. So I went to send the sister to a birthday gift, right? So what system's gonna do agent, right? It's gonna look your address here. So you can see I set up my family address here also. So agent is that much smart, right? If I mention sisters, brother, father, mother, right? They know this is the family address I have to send the product. So I'm going to show you that example also that help you too. So like These are all predefined data mentioned. So I asked him $150. So he's gonna look all those data from models, select those merchant, find the data, and now he's gonna auto ship to my sister's address. He no need to my approval. This is the correct address or not because I already gave him permission in a backend to go and look those and proceed further. And the last example I want to show you the subscriptions one. So you can see here he found everything. And when I say okay, it's look good for me, it's gonna show you I'm gonna authorize 125 because my limit is was 100, but it's crossed 125 and I'm approved the payment. So when I approve, you can see shipping from my is gonna ship to my family address. Oh, sorry, something wrong. Is going to my corporate headquarters. So I have to correct that one. That's like agent made a mistake. But is always take the family address here. I'm not sure like what happened, but is taking the corporate address. But it's got a
Right. Using a local model, right? Sometimes the
yeah.
intelligence of the model helps, right?
Yeah. So that's the reason, but I will correct and I want to show you one more. I think this was 125, right? So I will copy the same example and make it $95 here for you guys. So
Mm.
I want to show something which was not happened last time. So I have to go and when I push this code, I will correct this and push it to code so you guys can refer it. So it will be correct for you guys. I think yesterday was showing right, and when we checked
Yeah,
that, yeah,
yeah.
so you can
The
see
code.
here the
Mhm.
message is saying auto authorizing because the limit was 95 and the limit was 100, but I asked him to 95, so he's confirmed shipping and is in a primary address. So something went wrong here. I will correct that one, but it should be in a family address. It's been the same thing. So that is the
Right.
auto approval. Now, last thing, right? Suppose we always have multiple subscriptions, right? And you can set a rules on that subscriptions also, right? Suppose I'm not using some subscription more than 60%, 70%. So model had that much of intelligence, and I feed them those data from those. Go and check my all the subscriptions. Suppose I'm not using anything 60 or 70%. Either cancel those subscriptions, and I'm heavily using a price increase, right? Just auto approve those ones. So I'm gonna show you something here also, like check my subscription renewal is gonna check some, and if it finds something is more important, it's gonna and the price is increases will auto pay, or if something is not, I'm using more than 60%, it will cancel it. So
Right. Yeah. I think all of us can relate to having too many subscriptions sometimes,
yeah,
not using them enough. We wish we can cancel them. And the fact that the agent can get that information is
yeah.
really useful for all of us.
So there's a right now I am using everything fine. So my monthly subscription, like it's like think about like I'm using some cloud storage for my office. It's cost me $1,200. So I say there's a no subscription renewal due, but it's $1,200, which is yearly subscription need to be paid. So he paid it based on the current details. So it's kind of you can play with your model, but you can see all the payments. When if you guys notice or not, is doing the token payment. Is not doing the real money. So that is the agent pays, right? Is gonna do with the tokens and token authorization, token verification, token stamping, and all those internally. They will do those verification internally. So this is they're treating not the card like they're not taking your 12-digit card number, CVVs, and everything to make the payment to any services, but they use your token to make those payments.
Right. Yeah. So that credit card or debit card is not being sent directly to the agent. It's actually being turned into a token, let's say from Google
Yeah.
Pay or whatever digital wallet you're using. And then that gets passed around until the merchant
Correct.
payment processor, which gets sent to the payment processor, right?
Yes. Yep.
Amazing.
Same thing, right? If
Yeah.
it's a mobile app, I usually definitely use a wallet rather than physical card. So like wallet will take your tokens, match the token, and it's all the JSON JSON DLW token, right? Is the gold standard. So encrypted, no one can like make changes, so it gonna impact or anything. So you're safe. So that's how they do.
That's so cool. I remember you were showing a few things with the subscription. Is there anything more with the subscription element? Like what kind of subscriptions you
So
might have?
let me. I have to find some. Can you? I think I change the data. Let me see. It's gonna work on. Hmm.
Yeah.
Where's the subscription? I don't want to make any mistake again. Subscriptions, which is So let's see. I
Mm.
yesterday updated the data. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Right. So right now you're asking the agent if it can cancel any subscriptions which is not utilized up to 50% of its
Yeah.
capability or
So
usage. Mhm.
yeah. So yes. So like
Boom.
it's cancel it, but it's taking the old card because this data is not available. So it's cancel it. So it's canceling your things. But I
Right.
will
Well,
correct this card. So when I submit the code, it will be valid. So this should not be populated here. Something wrong happened. So
that's
something
okay, but
not
we get
available
the
means
point.
right is
Right.
canceling subscriptions and saying there's a no need to track. I send you the digital message, but this should be saying right email send instead of active. So this is the change.
Right. Yeah, that's just the front end thing, but in the back end it,
Yeah,
went through and
backend
everything,
for
right? Yeah.
it will be
Yeah.
cancellation from you can see it's cancel it.
That's great. Yeah, so we're going to be able to use agents to be able to talk with our subscriptions, get more information, and cancel them based on usage and everything. Yeah, just by natural language. That's very exciting about the
And
future of
suppose,
finance.
one more feature try to show you, right? Suppose you want your agent to choose your vacation, right?
Right.
4-day vacation. So I'm asking, can you book a day trip for me? So now I choose, right? Because in my history, I always search London more and kind of user activity, kind of activity point of view, right? So you choose my favorite destination. And also, my what are the limit I can set maximum with my chat history and all those transactions. And he's gonna give me that option. So this 4-day London trip is $1,500 good for you? Can you do it? So he just gave me the options. So London, like I can go from California to London, London to California. There's a maximum you have to spend and you can book it. So this do your history also based on your mood or thought, like in your activity histories. So and
Right.
approve it is gonna buy for you.
So you can get to the cart mandate whether or not you have a user intent mandate. You just have to approve it manually if you don't have the mandate.
So
Like right
no,
now you have the man. Go ahead.
so this is mandate user intent only, right? So I asked
Right.
him to choose trip for me. My histories where I want to go. So you choose London for me. So this is considered as a user mandate. That's my
Oh, got
intent.
it.
What I'm trying to do.
Right.
Once
Right.
you found it right, they build a card for you. Here you don't know which merchant is it is for you, but he built for you, and that is called as a card mandate. And there is also one token certificate with yours. When you're authorizing it, because your limit is $500, like $100 here. If I make it 1,500, right, it's not gonna ask me to authorize. Let me show it
Right.
if you want. You guys, it will be good for you. Let me give him 15,000 and let me increase here also. Otherwise, it will be. So if I save it, so now I'm gonna ask the same question again. So you can see it's not gonna ask the authorization this time.
Got
So
it. And
this is
while
content auto approve and
Mhm.
then and your merchant approval.
Mm.
So it's gonna
That's
do for me.
fantastic. Yeah, very amazing. So we have another question. Kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of a question that I talked to you about yesterday, or a bit ago about. So this is from Temp Vibrato about is it possible to set this up with X402 protocol? He just joined, so you might have missed it.
Yeah, we can set up that protocol. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Because at the end of the day, you're mentioning that payment rails doesn't quite really it's a bit agnostic. Is that right?
Yeah, same thing, right? Think about right here. You're doing the token transaction. You have in your payment service and payment token, right? You can plug it anything that handle that transaction for you as an agent, right? You're not sure like you're doing with the actual payment service or payment gateway, or you're doing the cryptocurrency or anything else, or you're doing any other sort of transactions, right? It is agent agnostic, agent to agent communication. Basically internally it's happening agent to agent communications only, like MCP we do, that's right.
Right.
So you can plug it and play with that.
Amazing. Yeah. Hopefully that answers the question for Temp Vibrato.
Yeah,
And for Avesquez05, who's asking, can you show the tool used to orchestrate these actions and what APIs we set up? Absolutely. So we're going to share that in the GitHub after this. And also we'll be going deeper into this after this demo.
definitely. And you can see there's a lot of, I can show quickly, there's a lot of backend API is there. So there's a chat process. So you can see here, I'm doing the Mastercard validator is a sandbox that do for local setup and then token creations, any payment, any authorization, any stamping with the card. like user intent and payment, we generating the tokens and the transaction executions. And this is the like when you see the order card, this generate for me. So this is how it's kind of built. We're gonna show this code base. You guys can play around that, but that's how it's built basically, backend and front end communication. So on the backend is
Thank
all agent binds and everything.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that information. It's going to be the audience is saying thank you. So appreciate that. And yeah, would love to learn more. So I know that you have a presentation after this. Is that right?
Yes,
Is there anything
definitely. I
more?
want to go through that
Yeah.
presentation that at least give you the theoretical version of what I showed you live here. Kind of I go through it. And also those are kind of learning from like all those open community and also play around those. So those are the learning I'm gonna share you with that like kind of you can say research knowledge with the audience.
Thank you so much. And for folks that have more questions, we'll be answering some of the questions later, probably after after the presentation.
So yes. So this is like this presentation I try to divide. Wait, one thing I missed one thing guys here. Where is that my Chrome? I don't see you guys, so I'm gonna move my screen to somewhere else so at least I can see. Right.
Perfect.
And
We can
then
still see you. That's what matters.
yeah. So agent payment in a practice, right? So think about right, which I said in a initial also, right? We are moving towards right human person to a autonomous agent system. So right now, if you see all those examples, right? If I set a limit assigned to agents, we no need a human person to approve. Like I'm like suppose right, if 2 a.m. in the night, right, I want to buy something, I have to awake and buy it, right? Otherwise, if I set up these automation systems, I'm gonna just set up a rule to them. Okay, 2 a.m. I need something or something, right? The automated agent, if you're sleeping, also it will do your work for you. So that's why I said, right, the click to buy stuff is gonna die soon, and that's why my I kind of is saying right, human agent to the automation agent transaction. So let's walk through like how this work and why like payment flow are like human centric. The current all the payment flows are like human centric, right? So when you think about the current world and when we're gonna move to agent AI, right, what gonna happen, right? But like traditional payment, right, always need a human review, right? So we go and check the transaction I'm making is that correct or not. And when you do the human review, even you wanna make a transaction, you'll get a OTP, you got all those other numbers to verify, okay, this is the right transaction, I'm doing it, gonna punch on that, and then you're gonna make the like payment. And even those kind of transaction happen, you cannot trust those transaction. A lot of frauds happen, right? So you're gonna do those disputes. So those comfort we don't have yet. And like same thing, like fraud check and all. So those card like service provider does, but that also need a manual human intervention to do that one. So when the agent come, right, agent violate all those theory what we have the standard like payment system. So like it initiate the purchase for you. They know now, right? You have this is the intention to do it, and they act without human. Like they don't need you to do your transaction. They are capable to do it based on your instruction you provided it. They need like explicitly right authorization. So you already authorize when you're setting those agents, right? So they have those authorizations, setting all those things, and their action must be transparent and auditable. So whatever they are doing, right, is benchmark. They are doing with the certificates and so all. So you can have audit trail throughout going on that process, so you can track down easily. So you can say there's a no fraud happen because even no one can change those transaction data in a runtime. Like suppose in a cart I said $500, but I cannot make the change to seven like $200 when this go to the merchant, right? So merchant have a certificate what card got it. When we are submitting the payment, merchant gonna validate that card like what the hash value they have is matching or not. If not match, he's gonna decline it, like transaction. So that agent gonna bring it. So that is the kind of agent's gonna do for us. Now, second is like what problem we are trying to solve with IP2, right? That's the biggest thing. So like one part I already like told you, right? Traditional, like one part is all the traditional banking systems, how it's work, like authorization, no way to express the agent dedication, right? We cannot authorize in current world to do someone transact without any card information. We have to share definitely a card information or bank information or some check authorization, anything so to make the transactions. When the agent come, we can delegate those things,
Mhm.
right? So that's the biggest advantage we'll get it. Card detail without need and share the agent, right? So this is the second point we have to. And here If agents making transaction, we have a verifiable, like we're gonna verify those credential why the agent is making this transaction. But someone I gave the card accidentally made a double transaction, we cannot verify it, right? And like accountability, here we don't have accountability. We accidentally we pay, right? We paid it. Suppose there's a chance like we cannot dispute those transactions, so that means gone, right? So, but here we have accountability because we know this agent have an intent, then he made the transaction. So that's the
Right. And
accountability.
that intent is even saved and
Yes,
then sent to the
yes,
payment processor just for non-repudiation matters. Is that right?
yes. And then same thing, is security, right? The personal, like agent cannot store the user credentials safely. Like here, right, real world, we cannot save anywhere card information safely. Even where there is a multiple tool, they got hacked and all, right? So there's a chance. But in tokenized systems, we are not storing the actual physical card information. We are storing the tokens, and
Right.
that is secured, hashed, and gold secure, right? So it's not gonna make modified or reusability by anyone else. So that's the problem we are solving here. So now, so let's still we have a trust gap. We don't trust agents. Soon we'll get it. So that is coming. So like simple, right? Like this is a 50 years we build a system, right, to buy online product, right? Buy button, right? We go and buy,
Right.
add and buy. But now it's gonna die soon.
Yeah, and that leads me to another question that I had for you, which
Mhm.
is this was launched in 2025, right?
Mhm.
And the trust gap, I feel like, has been closing a bit, right? A lot of people are using
Yes.
ChatGPT now. We're using Claude. We're using different LLMs. So when do
Mm.
you see it becoming pervasive, right, in our everyday lives? Do you think 2026 is the year? Is 2027?
2026, the years is we are talking internally in a fintech, not in Mastercard, everywhere. The buy button will be vanished from our life.
Yeah.
Even I
Wow.
will say
Wow.
even I will say in your printer, right? You're not gonna do a custom command. You're gonna ask your agent, I need this document to be printed. Can you print it? It's gonna run for you. So those not by the click button will be gone sooner from our life. And 2026 is the year it will be more comfort and the gap filling year. So a lot of people, those gap will be narrowed down, narrowed down.
Right. Yeah. A lot of that in 2026. Thank you.
Yeah. And same thing, right? Second thing, right? The let's like first problem was intent. So now we know how it. And second is like, uh, I will say human present and non-human present, right? So the confidence is coming, right? When the Y button's gone, right? You have a more confidence on human present, like non-human present transactions, right? Because you're gonna believe on agent, things are going right, and you're gonna use those frequently. So you no need to be present every time when you're doing the transactions. And then I will say, so we are moving in a pull economy in the sense, right? It was pushing. We were doing all those work as a push. We go and put those data. Now it's coming like agent is coming and pulling those for you and doing the work. So that is like kind of try to solve the stud problems and all. So how like that's how the gap will be narrowed down from as long as you have a
Mm.
confidence and believe on those systems and you know everything is authorized and trailed and secured, gap will be narrowed down. And the second is liability. Now agent's gonna make payment someone to be liable, right? Or we when we make a payment we definitely put someone liability right on it. So here think about, right, we buy some product without knowingly or some hallucination happened, we bought it, right? So who will be responsible, right? Is agent will be responsible or Google or merchant will be responsible, they create a card for you, or payment company will be responsible. So for this agent system, because of we are doing the hashings and security, it will be find the liability, right. So trust layer will be increased without intent or without permissions. No agent can take actions. An agent don't have your authorization key. Still, the authorization key will have with the human because he gonna authorize those agent to do a task. So it's gonna give the trust layer more like prominent and more accurate. So that gap will get narrowed down. So that is the kind of world is running towards.
Mm.
So let's see. So this is how kind of I will say in a design entire AP2 protocol work. So you can see user device, any device you can create, and every device have a ECDS as sign-ins, and is a that part is called as the intent mandates, which we were talking about, right? User gonna instruct what they want, and then the AI agent is available for you to communicate with. I meant like merchant or any other things we are building it. So that will be agent area will be take care of merchant, and then they have actual merchant. Those are the supplier for you based your output. And then the final will be a settlement, means payment you're gonna make it. So here I was talking, right, any protocol you can plug it here to make your payments, and it will be go with the secret protocol. So it's agnostic for you. So let's go. So I just said is the open payment agnostic trust layer protocol is work on protocol, and integrates a design extended with the model context protocol. So it's have a model context protocol. So when you see my example,
Mhm.
when I submit it, you can see I built some MCP server doing those talking to the all those merchants and all, and pulling the data for me, kind of. So if you see, and like think about I was talking the MCP also, right? MCP what happened, right? Agent to agent talk, right? And then they communicate each other different language. Like suppose my
Right.
MCP is kind of in a different tool, and some MCP different tool, and parent MCP will combine those response and give it to you. So here, right, MCP is kind of for you is a authorized authorized person for the payment gateway. Is someone authorizing you to do some payment transaction for you. And the third is verifiable. So verification in a AP2 protocol, we are using JSON LD, and this is a secure data and is hashing with the merchant. So it's a semantic web payment, basically a semantic web, and it's have a variable character. It's not like normal text we are sending to the merchants or payment system to verify those transactions. The JSON with LD is more secure than semantic data, and is a cryptographical enables also, right, hashing files and all. If one sent like one comma has changed, the merchants or payment will be rejected transaction. So
Right.
that secure this payment protocol build, and even all of this protocol is used by the cryptographical like Apple is using, Google Wallet is using. Now all those payment processing companies also starting using those standards. So it will be hashed secure transactions built on that.
Amazing. Right. So that keeps everything secure. You can't mess around with some of the numbers and try to fudge things because then it'll just get
Yeah,
rejected.
suppose, right,
And
I search my
right.
product, I got the cart, right? And now I got one, like something on that. Now when I'm
Yeah.
using it, I thought let's change it. But when the merchants give you the certificate and token, right, that already have hashed. So
Right.
you send
Exactly.
the encryptions.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, you move it a little bit, it changes the hash, right? So there you go. And I'm excited to learn more about the role-based security mechanisms too. You know, with different because you're talking about VCs and VDCs, but I'll let you keep going.
sure, sure, sure. Anytime available to answer anything. Yeah. So this is our like entire AP2 is built on a mandate protocol and is a three-tier architecture. We call intent, card intent, and the payment. Intent is called human not present. Intent mandate. I will go a little bit deeper on it. Gonna show some example on that in the next slides. And card mandate we are showing, right, when we search the product, we got the card option to approval. That is called as a consider human not present. Sometimes human present when the your authorization limits in place, and the payment method is any payment gateway can use. So this is the three standard layer AP to build, and they're working towards all around this layer. So I will go like kind of like intermediate, where I was showing you the initial right. When you write a prompt, you putting a parameter. So what first I type, I said book a trip. Then I put a constraint like this should be near Atlanta to New York, and then I put constraint of like
Right.
$700, $800. So when you put the intent user to agent, it take your parameter. That parameter is a hard instruction to them, so don't skip those user intent. So that's why it's called as a user intent.
Right.
And
In that demo, when you showed the settings and everything, these constraints were part of those settings, right?
yeah,
And so those are merged with the user intent for the intent mandate. Okay.
yeah.
Very cool.
Even the second part also. Suppose, right, even I put the settings, and now suppose, right, example I was showing you, right, I want New York trip or London trip or sister gives under $150, right? So when
Mhm.
the models read the agent read those data, right? It's read your what the maintained controls is, like what the limitation he have. So any budget should be $150, right? what he want. He need a gift for her interest, right? So interest is the one mandate for him. So did I lost the screen?
Oh, I'll move that back. Sorry. I was doing some
Yeah.
live stream stuff.
Sure. So that will be tell you, right? These are the main. So those are the parameters we are talking about. So like budget constraint is one, allow merchants. So here we can put the filter, right? Someone asked the question, right? Mastercard have their own merchant systems where we can build it. So
Mm,
the merchant, right? Allowed merchant. Here we're gonna put those constraints here. So if you're finding those products, these are the merchant you have to look for it. And same
mm.
thing, right? Expiration window. So like we can put right. There's a like suppose I found us. There's an expiration window like expire in 1 hour, 2 hour. You can put those also in your request. And DID signature when we send the request, we generate a hash token that is considered a DID signature to the merchant. To agent, they will take care of the transaction. So if you see in a backend how those API or agent communicate, so this is the JSON I was talking to like Indian minute book a travel for New York, and I put the constraints. Budget is $1,200 and date range. So don't go. This was the expiration I'm talking. This is your last expiration. You cannot go beyond this limit. So how the user mandate work? So now next is the card mandate. How does card mandate work? So like it's great always when the agent got the user mandate, agent gonna work, right? So he's gonna
Mhm.
connect to the merchants, pull those data. So it's gonna read our prompt, it's go with the specific item, pricing merchants, final approval request, and the user signature. Right? So what it does, right? Get and build a card for you. So when it's card mandate means like he put the price is around $475 when you see my example window. Or let me pull that window for user understanding quickly. So if you see here, right? So it's pulled that like flight information
Mhm.
here, how much have to pay. Yeah. So see, it put these are the flight and this is the price. So when I pay it, right, it's saying this
Right.
was the flight information and this was the hotel. Same thing here. He is trying to explain it for hotel. I'm gonna pay this, and total is 1,500 based on my limit. So then we're gonna authorize the user so again, he's gonna take the user signature because I'm authorizing it, and then it's again the highest and accepted the card, and then it's go to the our payment mandate. The payment mandate is like signed card. We sign the
Mhm.
card. Payment token. We generated the payment token because we authorized it, and JSON nonsense means we said right in this section this transaction to be done, and the maximum allowance was I set it to like not more than 475, so no one can go and change this one. So that is like kind of hashing it. So I said in the card 475, I cannot go change to 470 or $200. So that is the maximum allowance, and that go to direct to the merchants, payment service providers, any form of payment service provider. If you are using your agents, they can take care of transactions and proceed to the payment. So if you want to see all those in a visualize, you can see this is a like way all those act as. You can see green means user activity, blue means agent initiate those steps, and red means the payment. So like I had intent, I send those intent to agent, and agent analyze those tasks, generate the intent mandate, and agent compile the card for me because he gave no options, and agent perform the delegate decision, three delegates, and then came to the user. Okay, I found the deal for you. Can you make it? Then I again submitted that. Then it's go to the card payment, and then when the submit payment is go to the network token authorizations and do the transaction calculations.
Mm. Yeah, very. I love the linear path over
Yeah.
this
So
flow.
you can see we cannot break. You can see it's not asynchronous. It's a way asynchronous. The process is not asynchronous. It's a parallel. No one can break the chain.
Right. That's very insightful. Thank you.
Yeah. And if you want to more deep dive, technical point of view, so the user mandate go to AI agent, go to the merchant API, and then is create a card for from the merchants, and then back to the then is go to the like settlement, like payment processing and all how the is work, and then is go back and do all those transactions. If transactions fail, also it's retry. So it's kind of sequential process for the same design, how it's work basically. So you can see
Okay.
all the verification is in a process like area we built for the payment transactions. So here you can define your own transactions and everything, all those validation done, and then is go back to the payment transaction success, payment confirm, in case payment failed, error messages, and then there's a error retry agent we have that gonna retry those failures and retry the payments again 3 times. If it's a fail, then transaction will not success. It report to the user. Transaction fails. There is some issue in the payment. So it's kind of overall flow as a sequential. If you want to understand more than happy to explain whenever you have time. So
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be happy to share this information also, these slides and everything in GitHub and also for our community, after the presentation.
yeah, so those were the last part of Google, how the Google event like agent protocol is working on it. Currently, Google is drafting all those final version of this protocol. Still, they are in research, but so far,
Mhm.
these are the defined path they have built, and you have to think about the agent protocol also, like you're giving someone a power of attorney. Example, right? Power of
Yeah.
attorney means, right? You gave that power attorney for the one-time use, right? Okay, this is the specific work you have to do it. So that's why agent AP2 protocol will do. I have this power attorney to buy some ticket for you, buy some gift for you. So it's gonna do for the one single transaction. It cannot repeatable for the multiple.
Right. Yeah. So we have to authorize and, after that intent mandate and everything, it's going to be very exciting. I mean, the future of finance is here. We're going to be talking with agents to
Yeah,
purchase different items. I'm going to go ahead and bring your slides back up. Here you go.
sure. Yeah. So this is the second part of my presentation, which I learned also. And this company is the first launch this protocol to the public use. So there's a lot of white paper available on this Mastercard Agentic Pay. You can go and research on it. But this is the first company had that idea bring the payment as an agent to the market.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, Mastercard is doing incredible work bringing this to the future, bringing this to the people,
Yeah.
right? This is
The
very
best,
exciting.
yeah, the best thing is heavy lifting is done by the Mastercard. So no need to any make change in the merchant they are using their services as of now. So all those I will say merchant CDN, web bot authentication, identity token creations, user like they build a new protocol called Know Your Agent. So when you do the registration, you want to know your agent. Yeah, know your agent.
Know your
Like
agent
know
is
your
great. I love
QIC,
it.
right? Know your customer.
Yeah,
Similarly,
exactly.
they have a know your agent registration process and passkey binding. So those are heavy lifting done by the Mastercard, very heavily, very secure, and they are doing like lot of more effort to make this have secure transaction with the uh, customer, so there will be no much doubt on it using those protocol.
Right. And
So
so when it comes to new KYA, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
mhm.
off there, but are
Ah,
those kind of identified by basically the user intent and their essential IDs for the user, or are they
no,
kind of
so
separate?
this is like suppose we have an intent, we have a merchant and then a payment agent, right? So now we have a payment agent.
Right.
So you're gonna onboard this payment agent to the KYA, know your
Mm,
agent. So this agent will be having a registration process in their systems. They will go through those registrations and they're gonna assign some passkey to those. This will be specific to that agent, which we were talking about, hacking and other keys and all.
right.
And then they expose this to their merchant CDN also, right? Merchant, they have card networks and everything on that. So it both tie up. So even merchant CDN is coming, like suppose virtual cards are coming with some different networks under Mastercard, right? So they can use those KYC agent with that also. And then all those agents also get authorized through the web bot. So they build completely new systems that authorize each agent every transaction they're making with the bot authorizations, and then it's exposed to all the Mastercard network. It's not like specific to certain. And then any transaction happen is to the identity token and DSRP. So DSRP is dynamic token verification code. So any identity token will assign the DSRP and that will be verified to the dynamic token verifications code. And if it's matched, then the transaction will happen. Make sure those are matching it, machine to machines, hash to hash, request to request.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, they're doing great work.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's kind of overview is like kind of you can see in a one flow how the system's built on. I will go a little bit more deeper when go next slides. Any question meanwhile?
I think we're good on questions for right now.
Okay, let's go next then. So the he was talking about the role, right?
Well,
Is it
actually, there's one question. Well, someone's asking, will Visa or Mastercard be disrupted by AI? To an event, but it kind of sounds like you're leading the charge, right? So
No,
you're
there's no
you're helping.
disruptions.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
it's
no
helping.
different. Mastercard is a very secure network. I think the company, they take care of everything very well. So there's no disruptions. Initially, everyone worried about the bot request. If you remember down the line, 1 year or 2 years back, all the online portals and everyone, they're worried
Mhm.
about attacks happening in the systems. But think about how the future came in. Draft curved, right? Now bot is gonna do work for you. So
Right.
now they're gonna
Yes.
open the gate for them. Now that's why I was talking about this, right? This verification, DSRP is gonna help them. The bot is
Yes.
coming with authorized bots, not like non-authorized bots, and then you're gonna allow them your gate to operate other than random bot and attacking you. Kind of.
Love it. Thank you.
So I talk right role converting like AP mandate into actual money. Like this is the role, right? Converting AP2 mandate to actual money. You requested transaction happen, got merchant got the money. That's one. Key innovation like PAN card, like card number, agent token. So now there will be no 12-digit card number. It will be agent token now for the get the any transaction happen to the merchant to the bank or payment service providers. And govern like introducing KY, like know your agent, you're gonna do verify entity and everything. Mastercard network, all those agents when you onboarding is verified and working fine, then you're gonna apply it. Then you're gonna allow it. And web bot authentication, we talk all the bots gonna come to the system will be pre-authorized to the tokens and everything, and then you're gonna allow to enter to the payment transactions. So this is how overall Mastercard's internal engine work. So you can see the user requesting biometric authentication through the digital wallet. You have Apple Pay. You
Mhm.
definitely scan your face or finger. Then it's pass. It's go to the like agent Mastercard agent network. Then it's gonna check your know your agent registry and then your token service, and all those KYC store in a safe vault. It will validate, then action like agentic token DSRP will take care of it, agent, and then your merchant gateway to check out what the merchant is using it, and then you got the confirmation letter bought and achieve your shopping value. So that's how Mastercard build in the system top of it.
That's great. Is the KYA available over API, or how does that get submitted?
So they have a developer network. Right now, it's not open for everyone. Only the
Mhm.
certain, I think, person you can go Mastercard developer network and find. But when you onboard your system applications and everything, then you have to go through this KY process.
Oh, got it. Well, I know just the person to talk to when I want to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
in. I'm just kidding.
yes. So this is overview, and then so like technical article like identity bindings like user key, which I explained like a specific AI agent, humans and biometric identity. Definitely, without that, we cannot pass framework like dynamic token verification code. There's a proprietary tool built. They verify all those tokens dynamically, verifically, and then allow to enter. And digital secure remote payments. So all the DSRP enhanced data like packet including APT mandate ID. So when user
Mm,
mandate that ID always include to throw or track all the transactions, and that will be always there with your final transaction.
got it. Makes sense.
And this is a kind of flow how internally Mastercard use. So like user register wallet and agentic commerce. So you can see here right in this process you're gonna register your agent, and then it go to the token service. You will get the provision your token, and then it'll get back to you AI agent details back, and then run the agentic token DSRP, get the agent, and like initiate the checkout. When you're ready to checkout, then it's verify everything. Agentic token is gonna verify the boot authentication you're gonna do. Once all done, then it's gonna come to authenticate approval transactions, and then it's go to notify transaction access. And then if something fail, this is a failure scenario. If authentication fail, directly decline the transactions, notify the transaction failure to you. So
Mm,
anything change it is easy to traceable, and this bot layer will be like decline everything from there on.
right. Yeah. Anything breaks, the agent will let you know, and it's very clear to figure out where in the system the things broke so that you can fix it for later.
Yes. So these are the guardrail, right? Risk management, secure and risk management, how they are doing it. So anti-aliasness is a big thing. Suppose right, you write a prompt. Example I showed you, right, it was showing something instead of my family address, it showed something different, right? So those kind
Right.
of this was like front end issue. But think about a real world scenario. I try to send to my family address, it's sending to my corporate office. So that's the hallucination, right? That will be checked
Mm.
care by the hash check. So they know when the final transaction happened, what the information is hashed, it will be passed through it. And prompt injection, right? Suppose I did first prompt injection something different, and while the transaction process, someone hijacking and get those done, but this will be hashed, no one can hack and process that one. And spending limits, which I showed you, we can set the spending limit to all the agents, how the maximum limit they can go, how the lower limit and the day limit you can set. And the liability set means right rules of who pays and get agent overpay, user versus agent provider, right? So now we can easily track down why it's got paid, who is liable to make those payments because the intent and the other card mandate, and it's easily defined on those process.
Right. Yeah. You separated the different roles. You're saving the data into particular tokens and such, right? We're like related to, for example, the agent NLP understanding of the intent, and you can trace from there where some of these issues arose.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And this is like a technical comparison between both what does what. So you can understand, right? Primary goal is verifying the intent context. AP2 protocol is so they like, and Mastercard always ensure accepting the settlement. So like, sorry, application trust layer and the network settlement layer, right? So this is
Mm.
like is go with the user point of view, AP2, and then go to the transaction. But when it's come to Mastercard, I think it's a network settlement layer, right? For the actual transaction happen. So that's the difference first. And the verifying the intent of context, ensuring the acceptance of the settlements. What the coming
Mhm.
from the like user point of view is ensuring the right data is coming from the settlement point of view. And is through W3 verifiable JSON LD and is doing EVMC tokenization ISO 2002 some so more secure and secure like device bound like is all basically device like I can use a phone or any other they know the device again and do the transaction, and for
Mm.
that they have the KYA, they know what agent's gonna make the transactions. And mandate, Google have a mandate, but here a agentic token is a main source of it, so they define those token and process those transactions. And like price limits we can set it in a Google Pay, but here ML based like fraud scoring, they can see some agents and the tokens having those background it will reject. And cryptographical and same thing settlement of financial transactions, so it will be like common financial transaction settlement.
So there's still going to be that, right? Because I remember reading there's going to be that still that risk component. So the transaction details, the user background, that's still going to be influenced by the probabilistic ML-based fraud scoring. Essentially, that'll still be there. Yeah.
Yes, so this was the last page. So now I can take any questions, any more if someone have, or I can talk to anything if they want to see.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for that incredible presentation. I mean, I learned a ton. I know our audience did too. I'll go ahead and just read a few questions as I see them. One of the questions was, what hashing algorithm is used for this token for the hash for hashing? I believe the tokens.
So Mastercard use internally RSA token, and those also super bit. There's a lot of tools like which is not in public domain. We cannot say, but Mastercard, like think
Sure.
example, they're doing RSA 250 and like standard 64 encryption algorithms, and they have some proprietary salting mechanism also they use internally. But Google is using JSON LDL, so that generate all those hashing internally and send it to the like agent to agent.
Got it. Thank you. And a question on my side and for some of the audience,
Mm.
with respect to the API for Agentic Pay, is that widely available, or is that you have to go to the developer network, as you
You have to
mentioned?
go to develop because they cannot onboard everyone in this network, right? So you
Right.
have to go
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
this process. You have to provide your intent and everything. So basically, the registration processes there is not available for only for the Mastercard. But Google,
Right.
I think still the documents need to be released. They are working on it. But there's a lot of implementations available. You can go through those publicly
Yeah.
and you can use
That's
that. But Mastercard, that's the way you have to go their networks, take the approval, all those process, and then they will give you the permission and all those registration of token, like agent and all. Then you can proceed with that development.
exciting. Well, I'm definitely going to use that myself because Mastercard's making this much easier for us for the settlement layer and for the rails, right? And
Yeah.
so we don't have to do that. So thank you. Another question is from Cyber Wilson US is asking, can we integrate a blockchain Ethereum process to for execution contract payment via an agent using AP2 to process payment and send back an approval code like POS verification to post back to chain?
I will say when like for the Mastercard, I will say no because Mastercard have its own payment processor. They are not gonna allow you, but you can use the Google AP2 protocol where you can define the final like payment processor. You can play around. Right now, I think I'm not
Yeah,
sure
right.
I went through that use case, but you can play around those payment processors. I think might be work for you. Work basically.
Absolutely. Yeah. And for Cyber Wilson, check out X402 as well. It's a extension of AP2 protocol for
Mm,
specifically for stablecoins and crypto.
yeah.
A little bit separate than well, an extension, right, of AP2. So did you a question from Hitek Seth. Did you write this code, handwrite it, or
Yes.
did you use Cursor or other tools like that?
So I took some help. I'm not saying 100% code not written by me, but I will say 60% I wrote because I know where the agent settings have to done because it's not the actual environment. Those are the sandbox we built in here in a cluster to build. So those I did it manually, but like front end code, I take the vibe code like kind of help to build those front end code that help. So that I utilize that one.
Right. That's a good point, right? Because Cursor,
Yeah.
ChatGPT, all these are they're trained on large data
My
sets. So
logic
if it
was right. Back end, I know how those systems work, even the EP2
right.
point of view and the Mastercard based on the learning. But front end, right? I thought I will invest
Mhm.
more time in the back end to build the secure part rather than the front end, like chatbot thing. You can build it in a quick with the vibe codes rather than investing again, write a scratch code for you. So.
Thank you so much. That's so helpful for the audience. Another question is about Google announcing a universal commerce protocol for agents. How does this work with that?
So it's the same thing. They're gonna rename AP2 to a commercial protocol. Even everyone is gonna whoever using like agent to pay to protocols, they are gonna switch. I think they announced I think last week or something. I think few time over, not like very back. So everything will be get renamed with a commerce payment. So it will be a standard name for everyone.
Yeah, I guess they're looking for a less technical name.
So
So it's the same thing,
that's one
just
thing, right? Think about right how you gonna take the merchant and people to be confident. So like AP2 is look like more technical for me. Example, I'm saying
right.
if I am
Yeah,
a like, normal merchant, we don't understand the technology, how they will understand, okay, how to should I go on this or not? Now,
right.
when it comes to commerce and a business point of view, I'll say it's a good catchy word. People put
Yeah,
more interest to understand and go and research on it. So I will say,
fair. True. It kind of comes back to your earlier point, right? About trust, right? It builds that trust, right? And so, yeah, yeah. So what you're saying is it's the same thing, just kind of a rebrand, if you will.
yeah, rebranding. So in my slides, there was a mention commerce pay. If you guys notice,
Mm.
so that name is coming. I think they're gonna rename it. Even when you're gonna search now, somewhere in a Google also you're gonna say commerce pay. Even you're gonna search agent pay. When the description come, they're mentioning commerce pay there also. So soon it will be changed.
Amazing. Right. Amazing. I'm just looking through for a few more questions.
Mhm.
One more moment. So this was a question asked much earlier, so he probably already got this response and answer. But what value do agent tokens add versus using a card on file? I think he's talking about sharing the card on
So
file
yeah,
throughout,
so
right?
card and
We were talking about
file,
security.
yeah,
Yeah.
card and file is a risk for you, right? Think about right. You're sharing your financial card information to an agent, which you don't believe it. Example. So that's why when you onboard agent, you're giving not that physical card, you're gonna sending a token to make a transaction with a limit, right? So that's the reason they don't want to use the card and file to make more secure payment, and is a agent to agent is easy to understandable when they communicate each other, is more understandable like technical terms rather than the physical value passed as a number to them. So that's why they come up with the token to token transactions. And like same thing, right? If like I was trying to tell you the MCP example, right? Multiple agents, the when communicate, right? They individually communicate, they don't know each other what they're doing it, but they have an intent to do the transaction of data, right? So that's
Right.
the reason tokens came in a picture.
Yeah, just to kind of extend on what you're the question, right? So these are released, those agent tokens are released by the credentials provider, right?
Yes.
And yeah, and that essentially manages that throughout that process, and
Yeah,
then
that process.
that is eventually sent
And think about,
back to
right?
the payment processor. Yeah,
Think about this way, right? I gave my card information to agent, example,
right,
right? And then I lost the control. So when you build control means, right, agent can make any, even you set the limit, agent have that information available for you to make extra transaction. Hallucinations, they can do it, right? But now when it's come to token, right, still the key is with me. I can break the token anytime with that agent, so he cannot work on that. So still I want the control in my hand for my financial transaction, even is done by the agent.
amazing. And for some of the questions regarding any code being shown and stuff like that, just gonna share once more. We'll be sharing that in GitHub after, so you can dig in and actually use it yourself, right? This is like a sandbox environment, right? So it's kind of similar to Stripe's
So
4242 type thing.
yeah, code when I commit, right, will have everything, but it's not gonna work with the actual sandbox environment. You guys
Right,
have to onboard your applications to see how we can do that. So this is also kind of for you guys to show it. It's built as a prototype for here to show how those work, but it's not easy to onboard at this initial stage as long as you're not the actual merchant to the Mastercard network, because this protocol still in like kind of research and exposed to certain people. They can work, but you have to onboard their developer network
right,
to play around. So the
right.
code I'm gonna commit have everything placeholder built. You can go and onboard everything to your those network or AP2 networks. You can put your all those details there, and then code will be run for you.
Exciting. I mean, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I've learned an absolute so much from this conversation, and I can't wait to play with it myself. I'm gonna actually register for that developer network to get involved myself. I'd love to play around with it some more.
Mhm.
And yeah, so thank you again so much. I mean, I can't wait for the next presentation, demo, and next conversation. The community is very thankful as well. We'll be posting this on YouTube very soon as a recorded session. So stay tuned, everyone. And any closing thoughts before we head off, Medvesh?
Yeah, definitely. I will say don't scare with AI. AI is not replacing anything. AI is, think about, right, is a one of the companion you have with you. They can help you to reduce your work stress. Think about, right, you whenever we work each other, we always say we have a lot of stress to work. So utilize them. Every technology brings some negative and positive. AI also bringing in our life negative and positive. Someone's losing the job, but someone's gaining the job. But it is a part of technical transitions. So keep learning, keep update yourself. As long as knowledge you're gonna gain, as long as you're gonna grow your knowledge and career path. So that's my closing statement.
Keep learning, keep updating, and
Yeah.
let's
And
work with
always
AI
help,
to
yeah,
improve our
I would say
lives.
always help community. That's the second thing. Whatever your knowledge you gain, whatever you learn, share with your community, share with your peers, share with your any wider community. Go and speak about, share those information. Keeping those knowledge with us is not gonna help anyone. So when you share those knowledge, you're gonna learn more because you're sharing the person that already have some knowledge with share with that, right? You're gonna gain also. So learn, share, and grow your things.
I love it. Let's give back to our community. And to be honest, it's really beautiful, right? I do feel that working with AI more has
Mhm.
really taught me more about what it means to be human, right? And our common humanity. So
Yeah,
it's beautiful. So let's end it on that and can't wait to see you all next time. Thank you
sure.
again so much, Madvesh,
Yeah.
for
Thank
such
you,
an
guys.
insightful conversation. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.